Okay, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to our Huddle webinar, day 3 of the series. If you were with us yesterday talking ticketing, we welcome you back, or last week talking to some of our internal fan leaders, we welcome you back. If this is your first time, welcome. I will make a quick plug here that we will record this and send it out to everyone that has been registered. And so you will get a copy of this and you can forward that on to whoever you may like, or keep it for yourself. So we're really excited to kick this one off today. I know that we have two gentlemen here that are very passionate about what they're going to talk about, and we're really excited to have them. My name is Grant Jeffries. I'm a sales manager here at Huddle. I've been here almost 10 years. I've seen Huddle evolve a lot in that time, and we're at a time right now where we are doing a lot of exciting things, not only for just athletes and coaches, but also for administrators and for communities. And we're going to dive into that a little bit today, talking live streaming tips and tricks from a couple gentlemen who are doing it really, really well and very, very passionate about it. So please help me welcome Matt Cornelius. He's the superintendent at Chateau High School in Montana. We were visiting before he got on this morning. He said it's about 19 degrees there. So if you guys are in warmer weather somewhere, please enjoy that. Roy is also joining us. He is the assistant athletic director at Holy Cross High School in San Antonio, Texas. I think he mentioned it was about 80 there. So a little bit different depending on where you're at. We got two different dynamics. Gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us and giving some insight to the group. So we'll kick it off here. Roy, do you want to start for us? Tell me a little bit about yourself, your background, how you got into athletic administration, and why that's something that you're passionate about.
Awesome. Yes. Thank you. Number one, thank you for having us. Thank you for letting Holy Cross and myself be a part of this. Um, I've been at Holy Cross of San Antonio. It's a Catholic high school for 11 years. This is my 11th year. And prior to that, I was at St. Anthony Catholic High School. I was the athletic director and head football coach there. And then even before that, I actually played 8 years of arena football. And then throughout my college football career, we've used a bunch of different streaming platforms. And by far, Huddle is the most innovative, the most one-stop shop that you could possibly think of. So the opportunities that were offered to us this year, I'm so glad that my administration agreed to jump on board and be a part of everything else that Huddle's offering, because it's been amazing. It's been amazing not only for us as coaches, obviously for the players, but just for the entire community as a whole. Our community, our parents, our administration, our staff, everybody is able to connect through the Huddle platform. And we're trying to take advantage of as many things as possible. And like I said, I've been a part of athletics for a really long time. And it used to always be just a streaming platform, an opportunity for us to watch, not even streaming, sorry, but an opportunity to watch film
Yeah.
after the fact. Well, now there's so much more to it. And there's so many more people that are being introduced to what Huddle offers, that it's been great for us as a community.
Matt, what about you? I mean, obviously you're in this for a reason. Have a lot of passions that probably lie around education, athletic administration, et cetera. Give us a little bit on your background and why you got into it, and what made you interested, and how you ended up where you are now.
Yeah, sure. Montana native here. I grew up about 30 miles from here. I was a college basketball player at University of Montana Western. Go Bulldogs. And I have been a head girls varsity basketball coach for, I think, 21 years now. So as a coach, I really loved the platform of Huddle, and I use it mostly in the capacity of file sharing, or sharing video at that time. Uh, Moving through my career, I got here to Shoto, and I currently am the superintendent here, and still the basketball coach. Somehow I'm swinging that as we go. Season comes up tomorrow, so there's that. Uh, and we really love the opportunity of having a way to stream our games and get it out to the community. Um, it's a really great godsend around here for our community, for a whole myriad of reasons. So I have amazing feedback from my folks up here, and I'm just excited to be a part of this situation, and So thanks, Grant, for including us in here to let everybody know how we deal with Huddle here and how we manage things here and how excited we are about the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to dive right into this. I mean, obviously, I would say probably 5, 6 years ago, maybe even pre-COVID, live streaming high school sports wasn't uh, a priority, and I would say that very few schools probably across the country were doing that. Um, a lot of cases, COVID and maybe limits on the number of people that could be at a game dictated that there needed to be some alternatives. Is that how you guys, Matt, got started at Shodo actually thinking about live streaming, be even maybe even before Huddle, but just like getting into that avenue and providing that service to your communities?
Well, I live in a town of about 1,700 folks, so we're a really small, close-knit area here. And we got local farmers and ranchers that would love to get to the games, but they just, couldn't get off the tractor or get out of cabin season to come and watch their daughters and sons and grandkids play and things. And we would field calls all the time of using another platform of streaming service that had a fee to pay to get in, and you had to make a login, etc. So we saw the need for a live streaming platform to where we could just get a link, share the link, and folks can just click on that link, and we share it out through our Facebook website, and they click on the link, and the game just comes up right in front of them. So that has been one of the most resounding portions of our feedback on this side and how powerful it is in our community.
So Grant, for us, so live streaming, as you said, it 5, 6 years ago, it wasn't even that big of a need, of a necessity, or what anybody wanted. It wasn't a demand, but it's not even so much that it's not the demand that allows us to live stream. What our problem was, because this our Holy Cross community, it's a tight knit, a huge community, and it's tight. So people would have been wanting to watch games 20 years ago if they had the opportunity to. What's big with what's going on with what you all offer is the amount of people that we would have needed to be working in order to live stream something in the past. This Huddle focus is huge because technically, in order for us to live stream something, we do not need one extra person than who is already working at all of our games. So the Huddle focus camera is big because it really takes the place of 3, 4 people that would normally be doing work behind the scenes on a regular basis. And 3 or 4 might be light. It's probably more than that. I'm not into production. Excuse me, that's our bell. I'm not into production, but I would assume it's going to take a lot of people to make something like that work. So these Huddle focus cameras are awesome. And then the fact that now we're starting basketball season here in San Antonio, so we can have a football game and a basketball game in our gym, and they're both streaming at the exact same time. If we were to do it, 10 years ago, we would have had to have 4 people streaming the football game and then another 4 workers streaming the basketball game, and it just would have been all kinds of chaos. So these Huddle focus cameras are a huge deal for us.
Yeah, just eliminating a lot of manpower. And obviously, and that's at the top of both of your guys' lists when you're thinking about running and organizing an athletic event is I got to get people to do stuff, right? And if we can make that process easier and make that really seamless, that's obviously a huge goal of ours. So, I mean, let's talk Huddle, the Huddle TV and Huddle live streaming experience specifically for each of you guys. What is that feedback? What do you like about it? Why do you think that makes the most sense for your school? And what has that feedback been like from your community on that platform specifically? Roy, you can start.
Absolutely. So it's offered opportunities that normally aren't offered. So I told you we're a high school. Well, we also have 6th through 8th grade as well. And so far, this is the first time we've had this Huddle Focus live streaming. I wouldn't even be able to tell you about all the benefits that we were going to get from all the other sports, but let's just say football right now. From football, I myself coach high school. I'm working all the time. I'm either traveling with the high school, breaking down film. Well, while we're doing all these other things, there's also middle school games that are going on our campus. So I personally have been able to log in and watch our middle school, our future players that will be coming up. I've been able to sit back and watch them at times that I normally am not able to keep up with what they're doing. So that's been pretty awesome. So I can imagine the regular fan is getting an opportunity to keep up with what's going on at Holy Cross of San Antonio, at least on the football side. Now I told you we're starting basketball. We were able to get it going for our volleyball teams. Our volleyball was able to do it. So whenever we're gone at an away game, I was able to catch up and watch our volleyball teams play. Um, and it's very simple for our older generation. We have a lot of history here at Holy Cross. There's a lot of alumni, and I'm talking alumni from the 50s and 60s that are trying to keep up with what's going on here at Holy Cross. And this has been a great opportunity to allow them to keep up with us and see what's going on. And it's been very seamless, very seamless.
I have the same type of sentiment on this end over here. In our small community, our community recognizes that one of the most important facets of our entire town and the biggest and most important export that we have is these kids, and everybody loves all the activities that we have here, and they, really strive to is that a part of their, Friday nights and Saturday nights, it's the basketball game. Everybody goes to the basketball game. Uh, so even things that happen like, the volleyball team goes on an away trip. When they're on the bus on their away trip, they're able to jump into the live stream and watch our huddle games. Grandparents, relatives all around the country jumping into our games, and it's fun to hear about it. And when I have my practice, and yeah, my grandma was watching the game over in Connecticut or Arizona or what have you, and it's just really powerful for them too to have that family connection with being able to have this ability to stream live. So not only do our community folks have the access to it, folks around the entire nation are able to tune in virtually seamlessly. Just click on a link and it's right there in front of you. And we all know how tech savvy some grandmas and grandpas can be sometimes, and difficulty getting them hooked up with making a login and that sort of thing. So it's just the ease of it makes it so nice for folks to jump on and just see their kids compete.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like I said, the ease, Matt. Our community wants to come back. There's been times where you're sent a link and it's so much trouble getting in that you say, you know what, I'm done with it. I'm not even going to mess with it. Well, our community, it's so easy that they want to come back. It's easy for them to come back and see things. And now they're keeping up with sports and activities that normally they wouldn't have even been interested in. But it's so easy to be a part of it. Hey, well, let's see what's at Holy Cross today. And they'll look on our Huddle fan page and let's watch that.
Yeah, they're actively going and seeking that out as opposed to, you guys pushing content to them. They're going to just in hunt of it, right? And that's an awesome feeling to have, knowing that you have people that care and they're proactively caring. They're not just reactively, getting something sent to them and they're saying, okay, I'll click on it. They're going to say like, well, what else can I watch? What's going on tonight? I don't have anything going. I wonder if they have volleyball up at the high school. So I think those are really, really valid points and good ones to make. I mean, Matt, question specifically for you. I know that, you're based in a state where a lot of schools around you are doing something else regarding streaming, right? Like, and that, as you said, comes with a fee. And then this has given you guys the ability to maybe do it for free in addition to that. Can you talk about the value of providing that option for free to your community, how you view that, and why you decided to maybe run something simultaneous to what you're already doing in an effort to get that free to view option?
Yeah, just my feedback that I have from community members is this is the preferred platform of streaming services, mostly because of the fee attached with it and then having to create a login for it. Um, the video quality seems much better. And I really think here very soon that we are going to go to a completely different level with our Huddle focus cameras. And Grant, I want to go on a short segue here to talk about what we're doing here in our school to even involve this even further. Is we've tied our Huddle focus cameras into a school setting, and the effect that we're creating a class. I haven't come up with a name yet for it because we're moving pretty quick on this situation. But we're already in the throes of having a student come in and be our quote tech director. So we've already downloaded and started working with Production Truck. And if you're not familiar with Production Truck, folks, it's a director's platform to be able to direct the game, to do things like instant replay, give a profile for the kids, and have the director be able to pop those things into the game in real time while it's happening. So we're going to have a class, media, broadcasting, etc., for a potential career opportunity for a student. So we're going to have a teacher direct that and have the student work with that teacher in school time to allow them to understand the facets of this production truck so they can literally direct our games for instant replay, commentary, advertisements. We're going to jump into it too. So we can actually financially capture some money out of our games from local businesses that we're able to pipe up to on our end. Just 2 days ago, when I had open gym getting ready for this new basketball season, that teacher and this student turned the live stream cameras on to start working with the instant replay capacity to potentially start working on games this season to start directing the games. So that is not something that you could do on the other level of live streaming. So the opportunities for the Hudl focus cameras for what we're trying to accomplish is absolutely astounding, and we're looking at going light speed. And if we were to attain those capacities, I don't see any reason why anybody in the community would even look at the other file share or the other live streaming capacity.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, and what a great segue that is, Matt. I mean, you took so many words out of my mouth, and we'll try to break it down here. You hit on so many good things, whether it be classes, whether it be opportunities next level for students who then get involved in said class, right, and get some knowledge around that, being able to incorporate sponsorships, and we'll dive into all of that here specifically. I know we had a question from somebody who was viewing from the audience. Chris Jarman had specifically asked before you even brought this up about, their media teacher was interested in running a class and having something similar. You basically answered that and didn't even know what was there. But it's great to highlight. We have lots of schools across the country that are doing a version of this, right? I think the idea is that the sky is the limit. Production truck, which Matt mentioned, is included in the Hudl Athletic Department package, and that gives people the ability to produce a almost ESPN level broadcast very, very simply. I mean, we have almost all of the D3, D2 NAI schools across the country. That's how they do their live streamings. And you have D2, D3 schools in your area that obviously have very advanced like graphics, broadcasters, all of that stuff is available through Production Truck, and that's included in your athletic department package with Hudl TV. Roy, do you guys do anything regarding class, like a student basis or class basis? And if not, is that something you guys are considering at Holy Cross?
So we've tried to start it, not a class yet. So we just got on board on this. I think we signed our contract mid-August and we got it going right away. So we're trying to play catch up on a lot of this stuff, but we have already had one of our teachers with a few students. We've used Production Truck and we broadcasted. we've actually announced a few games. Currently, the live streaming that we're doing is without any kind of without any announcements, without any directing. We're just using the Hudl Focus. But we have pulled out the iPad. We've pulled out microphones. That we've started getting it going. But because we started so late, we didn't want to put out a production that wasn't going to be good. But we've been practicing. So we've talked about starting exactly what Matt said, starting a class and giving kids opportunity to learn how to do this. But going back on what they were talking about, also it being a free stream, we haven't even looked at the opportunity for us to be able to make money, because I'm under the impression that we can decide whether we want it to be free or whether we want to try to use it as a fundraiser to make money. As Matt said, getting these sponsorships also, we haven't even stepped into that part of the world, but we're excited about trying to do all of that, because from a Catholic school, we do not get government funds. So we need to do everything that we possibly can to raise funds. So we are going to dive into that.
Yeah, absolutely. And you called it out, and I'll make that note here specifically for everyone. You absolutely get to choose what's best for Matt in Montana. Might not be what's best for Roy in San Antonio, Texas, right? What might not be what's best for someone in Maine or California or Florida. That choice is in the individual school administrator's hands. Hudl gives you guys the power to choose, right? I think I like to say we'll support whatever you want to do to the best of our ability and help it be the very best you possibly can, whether that's pay-per-view, whether that's free, whether that's including sponsorships, all that stuff. We have tools to hit on all of that. The other note I would make that, and you guys touched on this specifically is when you offer a class for students, not only does it make your broadcast better, right? Not only does it bring in some educational curriculum and help improve some things there school wise. We've had kids across the country that got involved that then go on to the next level, go to college and have opportunities that, they're not maybe playing on the basketball court, but they're involved in the digital production aspect of it that then continue on with that, find out they're very passionate about it, go on to the next level, earn opportunities to get involved at their collegiate level, all of those things. And so that's definitely something that schools have taken advantage of, right? And we've received that feedback that people who are offering that have found opportunities. Huddle's provided those opportunities not just for athletes to go to college, but for maybe another student, who isn't an athlete to find something they're passionate about and move on to the next level and get opportunities to do that there and have a really good baseline going in. So that's great that you guys each called that out. I do want to ask quickly, because you both mentioned this, talking sponsorships, right? A lot of schools across the country have incorporated booster club people, business sponsors, et cetera, into free to view live streams or pay to view, but like in highlighting those businesses or supporters, whether that be a pre-roll ad, whether that be a rotating logo throughout the broadcast, things like that. Obviously, Production Truck gives you the ability to do whatever you want. Have either of you dove into that? And if not, what is your plan to do that in the future? I know you both touched on wanting to briefly a second ago. Roy, you can start.
Yeah. So as I told you before, what put us behind the eight ball a little bit is that we didn't get started until August. So we weren't able to kind of play with it and figure out what opportunities there were. But our principal has already decided that we definitely want to find sponsorships, whether it be an ad that comes through or, as you said, a revolving, something that just continues going through the entire broadcast. So we are going to, as soon as we can, we're going to figure out what makes money here for us in San Antonio is football. Football is the big move maker. So we were kind of late on that, but we're going to try to do everything we can with basketball and soccer. We're going to do those. We don't have baseball and softball. We don't have cameras out there yet, but with Huddle, we've talked about possibly putting an individual out there with an iPad and streaming live with our iPads. So we've talked about those things. We just don't know the details on them yet.
Yeah, Grant, on our end, we've kind of been waiting for this production truck student to get working on his end, and he's doing a great job. But we live in such a really neat community here. I can't say enough about the town of Shoto with the community support and outreach, because I have local businesses already banging on my door to try to give us money for advertising. So I'm trying to hold them off, and at the same time, working with our student that's working with production truck, because I think this is potentially going to be a self-sustaining situation, if not a windfall for us, with all of our local businesses that are just trying to help us out and trying to get word out on their end too. So, yeah, we're really excited about this, and we're moving as quick as we can. But kind of in the same thread of what Raul was saying is we started this thing in August ourselves also. So we are in the part of where we're trying to build the plane while we're flying it. So we didn't really have what I would consider a big rollout of this. We just kind of presented the opportunity, and we're building the plane while we're in it. But I pulled up some numbers. Actually, Mackenzie, who's in here, she got some numbers for me. Thanks, Mackenzie. And I'm looking at our total uploads that we have had this year for what we've done so far. And the total loads that we have at this point, starting in August, is 3,469. Now, mind you, we're in a town of 1,700 folks. And then it breaks it down by sport. We are a strong volleyball community here, and we have 1,068 streams from our volleyball team. So I was gonna let that sit for a moment, because that's absolutely astounding to me of how many loads we've had just for our volleyball team in one season, in not the greatest rollout ever. Our girls basketball, which was our middle school girls basketball, had 670. Now, mind you, the middle school, we only have a couple of home games for our middle school session, but 670 people came in and watched just a handful of home games. So I'm expecting this to even explode larger next year. So I couldn't be more excited about this as an opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. Is like, I think oftentimes due to just not being able to comprehend the interest level that truly is around on high school athletics, administrators will undervalue their brand, right? Or their content. And I think the message you're hearing from both these gentlemen is don't. You know what I mean? Like, your content is valuable, your content is interesting to people, etc. There are ways to monetize it. Again, whether that's however you choose to do it, whether that's through pay-per-view, whether that's through sponsors, all that stuff. I mean, one of our mottos here at Hudl internally is we want Hudl to help pay for Hudl, right? And so obviously being able to provide some opportunities to do that from a revenue generation standpoint and live streaming is awesome. And not only that, it's like we want you to make above and beyond. Like, we want to help you do that. In a quick note, Matt was talking about getting sponsors. I know Roy was as well. Any sponsors that are gotten by the school for their live stream, the school keeps 100% of that. The Hudl is providing the tools to help highlight them, but that's not something that Hudl is involved in that front. Like, the school keeps 100% of that revenue and works with their local businesses.
Grant, real quick, I want to kind of touch on what you were talking about, the value of the school. You know, how valuable we are to communities. Sometimes we forget, but we say it all the time in our administrative meetings. These kids that we have in our school is somebody's hero, somebody's superstar, somebody's angel. You know, we all have that actor that everybody wants to, or our favorite actor. Well, these parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles, they live with their favorite actor every single day. So they're going to do everything they can to watch them at any point that they possibly can. So absolutely, the value is you can't even put a number to how valuable any one of our streaming or any one of our sites are, because it offers their hero every single day. You know?
Yeah, great reminder. It's easy to take it. It's easy to forget that being around in it every day, and it's great to hear somebody say it like you just did, Roy. That's awesome. So we got a handful of questions rolling in here that I want to make sure we touch on live, and you guys have done a great job of answering them and touching on all of this. Just a lot of promotion and complimentary feedback of production truck, and I know. And it's just ability to do what you want to do. I think it's very, very customizable for schools and what they want that process to be. The cool part is, again, with you guys owning the entire decision-making process around your live streams, you can decide, hey, we want to do this production for a varsity basketball game on Friday night. And then, hey, we have a makeup game on Monday that's girls only, maybe JV only. We don't have to do the production for that, right? We can just roll out just regular Huddle Focus, and the autonomy to choose and make it fit for what you want is really, really powerful, right? It's not an all or none situation, no matter what you decide on that front. A couple of things, or one thing I want to direct Roy to specifically, and Matt, I know you guys are probably maybe working towards this in the future. Right now, Roy uses Huddle ticketing and live streaming together, right? And that's something that, as that product is new this year for a lot of people, that's something that some people have started to dip their toes in. What do you think the advantages are, Roy, for you guys regarding digital ticketing and streaming and being able to have that under the same providers, same one-stop shop, so to speak?
So far it's been pretty awesome. I spoke with our business office manager last week about the Huddle ticketing, because prior to this year we used Ticket Spice. We used Ticket Spice, and for Ticket Spice, our business manager was having to create a link every single game, and sometimes we would have up to 3 games on campus at a time. Sorry, more games, but up to 3 different sports. Well, then some of those sports had up to 2 to 3 games per sport. So you're talking about there may have been days where we had 6 or 7 different games on campus at one time last year. So that was tough for her to do that through Ticket Spice. Well, with Huddle, it's all taken care of when we create our schedules. So that has been huge. We put our athletic department in charge of Huddle, and in creating the Huddle schedule, whether it be varsity, sub varsity, even our middle school, it automatically generates a ticket link. Now we're the ones that decide whether we want to make that ticket link live or public. And that's been a huge help to our business. It's been a huge help to our business office. But the one question that we've had while doing this has been if there is a better way to divide the boys and girls, not divided because we can put them on one link, but for the revenue, would it show how much money the girls would make versus boys
Yeah.
versus what the boys would make? So that's one thing that we wanted to find out about.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's great feedback. And as we build the product out, I know they're building additional administrative tools regarding streaming, regarding ticketing, all of those things that involve some sort of revenue generation to have dashboards to be able to break all that down. And definitely something that's coming to be able to see all of that. I wanted to show this quickly here too of the fan page for each of you guys, and the Huddle fan page in general. Obviously, is something that is rolled out here, and it's something that we think is really good. And I know that we've got a lot of positive feedback on. You touched on this a little bit earlier, Matt. Like, can you comment? When you share this out with people, the advantages of being able to know that they don't have to generate a new link every time or whatever the case may be. Anything you find unique or interesting about the fan page that's worth sharing, the floor is yours.
Yeah, so we found that some folks rely on us sharing the link on the Facebook site because some folks they just have our school site on their Facebook page, so we share the link on that just to capture some folks who rely on that. But otherwise, we have a set of folks that come on to this site that you're showing right here, and they're able to just scroll down our schedule and then click on it from there. So absolutely seamless and very easy to use.
Yeah, Roy, you mentioned people seeking out content that you were maybe putting out, and coming to this page. Anything you'd like to add on that regard?
Yeah, just that. So as you see what you're looking at right now, it's got all the tabs of all the sports that we offer here. So on the right-hand side, on the upcoming events, it'll show you which events are going to be live on that page. And anybody who comes to our site daily, they can watch something different each day, assuming that we have something scheduled. But so it's not only the people that are actively looking for a specific game, it's just people who are interested in our school in general. And from that interest, they're like, hey, I get to be a part of something that's going on live right now. Now, Grant, there was somebody that asked a question earlier because I had mentioned, and I think Matt mentioned that you can go on there, you can go on and watch these games. And somebody wrote a message saying, "Isn't Hudl requiring a login now as well?" Now, can you correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't there an option to be able to watch it as a guest without logging in?
Yes, correct. Yep, as you noted there.
Yes. So yeah,
Great call out.
if you're on that Hudl fan page and you try to watch it, it will ask you for a login, but there's a way to watch it as guest without having to create a login.
Correct. And the login that you create, if you did create one, it only allows you to foster content. You'd be able to set reminders for events and do stuff like that as well. And so the login isn't required for a fee or anything. It's mostly to help push content reminders to your email of stuff that you care about, right? If you're a Holy Cross fan or a Shoto fan, right? Like, oftentimes I might want to get a reminder about one of my favorite teams playing or something like that. And so that honestly is the reason for the login as much as anything.
I'm glad you said that. Yeah, I didn't know. We're gonna have to tell that to our community as well, because a lot of times, as you said, especially our older generation, they hate logging into something. But if we told them that by logging in, you're gonna get reminders and you're gonna get the different opportunities that we have here on campus to see different things, they might want to create a login for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. And in an interest of, obviously, I want to be respectful of your guys' times. It's very valuable, and everyone that's on. We're going to wrap here in 5-6 minutes or so. And I want you guys to have the last word here, so to speak, and be able to highlight anything maybe that you haven't got a chance to call out yet, or that I haven't given you the platform to talk about. And so, like, I'm going to give you this last question for each of you, and then we'll give you a chance to wrap as well. So, in a perfect world, and you guys have both hit on this a little bit, what does your fan experience, community experience with Hudl and Hudl TV, potentially Hudl ticketing, things like that, look like a year from now? right? Like where do you want to build to, and what is kind of that vision that you have, and talk about as an administrator at the school why it's important to have that vision of something that you're building towards. Matt, I'll start with you.
Yeah, thank you, Grant. Hey, the first thing that I just need to make sure that I get out there, I need to give a plug to our local booster club. Our booster club could potentially be one of the best booster clubs in the entire nation. They saw my vision and they felt the same on community involvement, and they funded this project. They made a 3-year commitment on this one. So I can't thank our local booster club enough for helping us get our feet underneath us to get this in, first of all. And as far as future vision for what I'm seeing this, I could not be happier with this platform for a whole pile of reasons, one of which being just more community involvement and everybody able to see our kids compete in our school. Another thing that I see this is such an amazing opportunity for is I'm potentially getting career advancement for some kids within my school for, a future potential career. As well as an elective credit in our school, which would be embedded into our curriculum. Uh, and then just the family connection that folks get for, the parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles that aren't able to see their little ones compete. So uh, just so powerful in so many different facets. I couldn't be more happy with what we have going on over here in Shoto, Montana, with the Huddle team. So thank you guys very much.
Absolutely. Roy, what about you?
Yeah, for us, what I see if Huddle being in our future is basically, I think what's changed the game in our entire society, especially in America, is social media. Social media is huge. It's the largest marketing system that you could possibly have. Well, I envision Huddle being our social media for our school, being a year-round, 24/7 marketing opportunity for us. For people who don't know about us around the nation, they will know by seeing the Huddle content that comes through. Our kids, after every game, they create highlights. Those highlights get posted on every social media platform, and anybody who clicks those highlights gets sent to our Huddle fan page as well. And I think it's kind of the largest way for us to get our name out there, kind of a branding system for us. And I see that being huge in our future. As I told you before, as a Catholic school, we have to market ourselves as much as possible, and this is a huge way for us to be able to do it. As Matt said, being able to offer those different opportunities to kids that may not be involved in playing physically the athletics. Well, what Huddle offers with the production truck and any of the production outside of it, maybe not even the recording, but setting up broadcasts, kind of writing different prompts prior to games, prompts after games that you can put on the Huddle fan page. That's just opportunities for more kids to get their names out there and give them opportunities when they want to go off to college.
Yeah, that's awesome. The social media of the future of your school, and the marketing of your school, that gives me goosebumps hearing it. So exciting, and the opportunities abound. I know Matt would probably feel similarly of just hearing his vision of what that looks like, and how lucky he is to be in a community that values that and pushes it. I'd take it a step further to say that, Huddle live streaming it is a great way to thank some of those people, and incorporate some of that stuff in. And I would also propose that if you want to have a better relationship potentially with your community, alumni, businesses in town, this is a way to engage them on it, right? And provide a service to them, provide opportunities for them to be able to see it, and for you to come to them with something that's valuable of how they can help support their community and their local school district. So that's so awesome. We are going to tie everything up here. Thank you so much, Roy, Matt. You guys, uh, energy was awesome, so insightful. To everyone that's listening and everyone that will listen, I know this will be sent out, and a majority of people will view it after the fact. When they're available to do that and share that with their superintendent, or their athletic director, or their administration, et cetera, that is looking at something to do something like this. So thank you so much for your insight, your time, and your passion, and sharing that with us at Huddle and our group here. Quick note, obviously, that I noted this at the beginning. This has been recorded. It will be shared out. look for that sometime around Thanksgiving here, hopefully before end of next week or so. But give us until then to get it out, to do those type of things. There'll also be a short survey that goes out. We love your feedback. If you like something and you want us to do it more of it, fill it out. Let us know. If there's something you'd like us to change, maybe you want a better host. You know, I wouldn't take offense to that. Let us know that as well. So please, if you get a chance, fill that out. Again, thank you so much to both of you and everyone who attended live. We appreciate you wanting to learn more about Hudl and improve your school and communities. And hopefully here at Hudl, we play a small part in helping you do that. Everyone, have a great rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much.